but the Bulls show 100% heart in a win over the Milwaukee Bucks that saw 8 Chicago Bulls scoring double-digit points. This was one of the best games in the season. We're going to talk about it, break it all down, all that and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
I see red, I see red, I see red, I see red, yeah, I see red, I see red, I see red, I see.
How long has it been since we've been able to play the winning intro? We're seeing red in here as the Chicago Bulls break a 4-game losing streak, to 5-game losing streak, I'm sorry, to get a win over the Milwaukee Bucks at home. This was a great, listen, everything that we've been saying, the city of Chicago just wants to see a team play with heart and conviction, and that's what this Bulls team did from the opening tip-off. This team showed more heart in this game than what we've seen in the last 5 games combined, getting the victory in this game. 8 players scoring in double digits. Patrick Williams coming up big with a big dunk down the stretch of the game. 12 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, 1 block from him as he plays really good defense on Giannis Antetokounmpo throughout this game. Nikola Vucevic remembered how to play. Again, I've been telling you guys for months now, Nikola Vucevic, while he has been playing bad outside of it, when you have him in a situation where he's able to go to work and start his offense from the mid-range, it's a completely different Vooch. He starts his offense from the same place that DeMar DeRozan does, and he has to adjust his game. He's adjusted his game the most to trying to make this team win. Or work, I should say. 29 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists from him this game. 23 points from Kobe White on 7 of 20 shooting. Alex Caruso with 11 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 7 turnovers from Alex Caruso, which isn't typically like him. Big 3 to send the game into overtime. 14 points for Ayo Dosunmu in his first start of this season. He goes 6-8 from the field, also chips in 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals. He was all over the place. Javon Carter with his best game in 3 weeks, 11 points, 5 of 10 shooting from him, 1 of 2 from three-point range, 10 points from Drummond, 10 points from Torrey Craig. Listen, this was a fun game, and I'm not even just saying that because of the Bulls won. I promise you, my dad can attest to it. When it looked like the Bulls were going to lose this game, still said this was one of the best games in a while. Love the heart that this team played with, the way that they came in here and competed, right? That's what you like to see, a team full of people that just compete and fight hard. The Chicago Bulls win the rebounding battle in this game by 8. That goes a big way in them being able to rebound in the way that they did. Just big. Second chance points, tied 17-17 in that. Points off turnovers. The Bulls get 25 points off turnovers in this game. Keep in mind, 21 turnovers from the Chicago Bulls, 20 turnovers from the Milwaukee Bucks, but the Chicago Bulls were able to convert those into points more than the Bucks. 19 points off turnovers for the Bucks, 25 for the Chicago Bulls in this game. 31 points off the bench for the Bulls to 21 points off the bench for the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Bulls 1 point in the paint, 52-44. This team played with heart. Love to see the way that this team played, man. This was just 32 assists on 45 made baskets. The ball was moving. Players were moving without the ball. Even Patrick Williams showed some emotion in this game. It's good to see this team get this type of win. This is one of the most important wins on the season for the Chicago Bulls, just showing heart. And hopefully Patrick Williams now goes back to realizing, hey, this is how I need to play. If I play with this level of heart, listen, Patrick Williams scored 12 points in a night where he played excellent defense on Giannis Antetokounmpo for a while there. That's what the potential of Patrick Williams is. He just has to show it more often, man. That's crazy. And so it's just good to see the team play and operate in this way, and just play a solid game. Prove me wrong, you're a goddamn idiot. Kobe White didn't run the team. Nikola Vucevic ran way more of the team. Shut up. Just shut up. Don't come in here with your nonsense today. We're supposed to be celebrating the Chicago Bulls getting a damn dub. Sheba Dog laughing slightly while blushing and covering his mouth with one arm. Okay, shout out to that. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for supporting the channel, my brother. But listen, it feels really good to see this team get this level of win, man. To come in here and compete and play hard. This was a revelation. This is what this Bulls team is capable of, right? And this is why when you hear things like AK say, I want to see what the team looks like after we make the Zach LaVine trade, you got to think this team is hopefully going to get some pieces back that play with this style of heart as well. And then you just never know, right? The season's still a wash. We're not going to say that the Bulls are all of a sudden going to turn the season around. But this is like when you play with heart, you can punch above your weight. Heart will do sometimes what skill can't do, right? Sometimes you don't have the skill to beat teams on paper. But guess what? If you come in with the heart, you play as a team, you fight hard, you move without the ball, you move the ball around, you buy into what the coach asking you to do, you can win games that your skill level will tell you that you have no business in doing. Had no business in doing. So when it comes down to it, listen, this team, I did not expect them to have a win in this game. I honestly didn't, because we haven't seen this type of heart from the Chicago Bulls. We just have not seen it consistently. But if you can play with this level of heart, listen, the sky's the limit, man. The sky's the limit. And so hopefully this is a wake-up call for the roster. Hopefully this is a wake-up call for the front office to realize, hey, this is how we need to support our guys and whatever they do with the Zach LaVine trade. And hopefully this was a wake-up call to Billy Donovan as well to get up off the damn shitter and coach the team. You got talent on this team. This is why when people say things like the Bulls have no talent, no, this Bulls team has talent. This Bulls team has talent. But you got to figure it out and how to bring it out of them. This is why you need, and the adversity. Maybe this team came into this game and said that and realized, hey, we got to show some things. There's no Zach, no DeMar. They're not giving us a chance. Let's come in here and fight. Let's play hard. Let's get scrappy, right? That's what you want to see. You saw this team go after 50-50 balls we usually don't go after. Nikola Vucevic was one of the most engaged players in this game from start to finish, and we damn sure haven't seen that. Hell, we saw Patrick Williams get fired up in this game. That's crazy. Crazy. And I love the minutes that we got from a lot of players in this game. Julian Phillips giving us 14 minutes in this game. He didn't hit a damn shot, but listen, he made some important rotations, things like that. This is the way that this team needs to play. If you can bottle this up and find a way to play with this level of heart every single day, things will change, bro. This is why having a team that plays with heart is important. You can talk about the skill on paper all day long. You can talk about that. But when you have a team that fights and competes and plays with heart, things change. Things get moved. And that's what we saw tonight from the Chicago Bulls team. Kobe White came in. Big shots from Kobe down the stretch. Big shots from Alex Caruso down the stretch. Big dunk from Patrick Williams after getting blocked. And it's good to see Patrick Williams learn. Giannis blocked him earlier. He came in there and dunked it emphatically, right? That's what you want to see. Vooch operating well. Ayo Dosunmu with confidence is such a good basketball player, man. And it's like, it's not even just like one skill. He's just an active, smart basketball player, and it's good to see Ayo Dosunmu playing that way. Brandon L. Jet with the super chat. Thank you for supporting the channel, my brother. You know I appreciate you, man. It's just really good to see this team play this way, man. It's really good to see this team play this way. We got Jeff in the building say they deserve this win. They play like they're on their name. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's wild, man. That's wild. Samuel says, Haize, didn't you say that this was going to be another blowout loss? We got that done. I'm not going to lie to you. Absolutely expected it. Absolutely expected it. I had no hopes for the Chicago Bulls to win this game tonight. None. Because of the way that we've come out lackadaisical and not competed. This team came in and did all those things and did it for a full 4 quarters when the Milwaukee Bucks came back and took this lead in the game. Right? When the Bucks came back and took the lead, that's usually when you see the Chicago Bulls just not be able to come back. And they came back. They came back in this game. The Chicago Bulls led this game longer than what the Milwaukee Bucks did, and that's not something you see. When you look at the defensive rating for the Chicago, keep in mind, lower number is better with defensive rating. The Chicago Bulls for the game, not just a half, not just a quarter, they had a defensive rating as a team of 97.6. That's not just elite. That you don't see very many teams get a defensive rating that low, which is the better number. Again, low here is good. That was amazing to see. This team competed. They gave the effort. And that's what you see. Effective field goal shooting percentage in this one, 55%. 55%. The Chicago Bulls shot the ball 56% on fast breaks in this game. In the paint, 52%. This team executed in a way that we just have not seen this year, and it was good to see. Really good to see. Michael Haize in the building says, I just placed an order for a Kobe jersey. Hey, listen, Kobe White is going to be here, and I would love to see Kobe White just continue to grow his game, man. Continue to grow his game. There's so much talent on this team, man. LaVine's about to be John Wall Houston 2.0. That's hilarious. That's funny. That's funny. Keep Caruso and Drummond. And this is why you hear things like that, right? This is why you hear why AK isn't necessarily keen on hearing deals for Andre Drummond and Alex Caruso, right? Because if this team does become this team that plays and competes as a team, and it's about the totality of what you have as a team and the sum of the parts like Foreman Voltron, if you have that, Caruso and Drummond are important parts of that. Really important parts of that. Quan Trail says, P. Will cares. A P. Will that's engaged is different, man. It's a different beast and different animal. Different animal. People really wanted Kobe traded before he had the chance to develop. And that's the thing, right? When people were literally saying that Kobe White needed to be traded, what was it, the 2021-22 season? Coming into that season, the first season with Lonzo Ball, they were like, oh, Kobe's absolutely getting traded by the deadline. This is why you don't give up on young players, period. Super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Alex Lorez says, we got to bask in this W now because I don't know how many are in our future. Well, listen, I tell you what, this is a team that if you can compete like this more times than not, you're gonna get more wins. Now, we're not saying that this team's all of a sudden gonna go on this stretch or run anything that's gonna make them a playoff team or anything like that, but just compete, right? That's what we want to see this team do, is compete hard, and do it consistently. And that's what it is. Hell, we haven't seen, why does the stream look like that? I promise you, I don't know why the stream looks like that. It looks clear as hell on my side. I don't know what the hell Restream is doing. It sucks right now. Hold on, let's see if I do. I'm going to refresh real quick. Do not leave the chat. I'm going to refresh real quick. Let's see if Restream fixes it. I don't know it looks great on my side. I have no idea what the hell they're doing right now. I apologize for that. You guys know my visual quality is something that I take high pride in. So I don't know what's going on right now with that. Yeah, I don't know what Restream's doing. I apologize for that. But hey, yeah, I don't know what it says. It's streaming in 1080p, but I have no idea, man. I have no idea what's going on. I expect us to win every game. That's why I'm happy in life. Listen, I won't even say that. Like, that's just not something that I'll say. I wish way better now. Okay, good. So good. Definitely glad the Restream fixed it. Now I lost all the chat, so I got to go back with it. We got Saul Herrera with a $9 super chat. Thank you for supporting the channel. Not that the monetary part matters at all, but thank you so much for supporting the channel at any level. We also got Vince in the building with the super chat as well. Says, just want to show some love. I always watch your content as an entrepreneur, and I know the 12-hour days, 6 days a week it takes to make this happen. Well, keep in mind, I'm the only 7 days a week Chicago Bulls channel around. So that plays a part into it as well. But I'm glad that we're back, and we're back in looking right. It is what it is there. Now I gotta actually read the comments from YouTube, so I can't put them up on the screen. So I apologize. I'm not going to be able to put your comments up on the screen, but I'm still going to try to get to most of them. But yeah. This is just a fun game to watch, man. When it comes down to it, I love seeing the Bulls compete this way. We got It's Seaway's World says, I'm here at the game and took my 93-year-old grandma. So happy they won for her. Kobe has ice in his veins. Shout out to your grandma for coming through, man. Shout out to your grandma for coming through. We definitely appreciate her being able to watch a game and being able to definitely enjoy that game and get to see a win as well, right? Yeah, it's always better when the Chicago Bulls win. That's for sure. That is for sure. Stream going to 140p looking like watching the blown up Nokia. That's crazy. I have no idea what was happening there. But hey, the fact that we still had over 600 people in the chat looking like that, I appreciate it. What's going on? Delbert's in the building. Appreciate you there, my guy. My guy. Are you in love with P. Will now? No, because what I said when it comes down to it is P. Will has to show it consistently. Now, P. Will's put some really solid games together. If I'm not mistaken, this is his 4th game in a row now scoring in double digits. He's been doing solid things as far as outside of just scoring. You look at Patrick Williams' last 2 games. I'll bring him up here. Give me 1 second, y'all. I don't know. Everything is messing up today. Everything. It must be because the stream is popping. That my internet just does not want to comply today. But hey, it is what it is. So last 5 games for Patrick Williams. Today, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, 2 steals. Solid, right? Game against Boston, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, 1 steal. Game against Brooklyn, 20 points, 4 rebounds. Game against Toronto, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. And then against OKC, 10 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists from Patrick Williams. He's only gotten a total of 5 turnovers in 5 games, so he's averaging only 1 turnover per game in the last 5 games. Again, not in love with P. Will. It doesn't change what I still need to see from P. Will, but he is doing it more consistently, and that is the thing that I wanted to see. It's about consistency for P. Will. How regularly can he do that? And so, listen, he's playing really good right now, really good, but let's make it a month. Then let's take that to make it a couple of months. Then let's take that and make it a season. It doesn't mean he's not going to have some bad games in there, because he absolutely will. But we got to see it be consistent. Got to see it be consistent. Shout out to my brothers over at the Cognac Boys over at Shy Bulls Podcast. Says, let the effing young players play. Completely agree with you with that. CF Football Candy says, Haize, remember they said they didn't feel like a team after their exit interviews? I just think it's clear that although this current team is less talented without LaVine and DeMar, they need to build. Listen, and that's what it is about building a solid team from top to bottom, right? When you do that, when you build a solid team from top to bottom, you can compete with anybody. Well, let me not say with anybody, but you also have to have that heart. You still need to have some skill, but there's something about having a team full of young, scrappy players, right? And that's what we saw in this team today. Ayo making big plays on both sides of the ball. Kobe White being a big part of this win as well. Patrick Williams giving us good minutes, right? Those are all players that are part of that next that will hopefully still be around for the next version of the Chicago Bulls team. Julian Phillips played 14 minutes again. Didn't really do a lot. Went 0 from 3, but I did like his defensive rotations. He also got 3 rebounds, 3 assists, flashing the other things that he can do. But the young players played really good in this game, and it was good to see that. We needed that type of game from the young players that are going to be part of the Chicago Bulls' future after Zach and after whoever else is gone. So, ban Zach and DeMar from ever entering the United Center again. That is hilarious. That's actually funny. Alana says, I was actually able to watch for once. Alana was not high for once during the game. Brandy Nicole says, Haize, get Zach ass out of here. Maybe he's inspired, wishful thinking. I mean, listen, something has to be said about if you're supposed to be the team's star player, right? They're number one. If that's for him and DeMar, whoever you look at as the number one, and you see the team compete with this level of heart without you out there, hopefully it wakes you up and makes you realize, hey, yeah, I got some skill. I can make some 3-pointers. I can pump fake 1,000 times. Let me bring a little bit more heart. Hopefully it does wake them up to that. So we'll see. They need to tell DeMar to keep up or he's getting traded too. That is hilarious. That's funny. Shy Bulls Podcast, working my schedule is 3 to 11 right now when the games be on. Man, that's listen, 3 to I worked that schedule for a long time. Well, not a long time, probably about a year when I was running the casino, but that's a terrible shift. That's a god awful shift. That is a terrible, terrible shift. Are we better off trading Zach and DeMar? I mean, listen, you don't take one win and say that. Like, if they miss another game, if this starts being a story, we'll end up seeing with that. But, at the end of the day, this team just needs to continue playing with this heart. So, it is what it is there. Brian says, bro, I love Kobe White, man. Listen, Kobe, I've been telling people for years now, basically one of the first videos that I ever had really pop off on this channel was during the 2021-22 season after we brought in Lonzo Ball and everybody was like, oh, Kobe White's absolutely traded. There's no way Kobe White's not traded. And the video was simply titled, the Bulls would be crazy to trade Kobe White right now. And I remember people were literally in my comments like, hey, you're crazy. And when you start off during this thing, everybody kind of questions your takes on things. And people were questioning. It was like my 5th video on the channel overall. But I'm glad to see that things came around. Zay Over says, good evening, Haize. We need this team right now here. Now we need to get rid of Vooch. Every time he step in, we lose the lead. No, that's not true. we wouldn't have this lead if it wasn't for Nikola Vucevic. I don't know what game you watched, but no, we didn't lose the lead every time Nikola Vucevic stepped in the game. We would not have even been in this position if it wasn't for Nikola Vucevic and how he performed on both sides of the ball. Both sides of the ball. BKR Sports says, I just want goddamn heart, and that's what we got tonight. Not only did the team that no one outside of America can point out on the mat get slapped, but they got fucking fucked on by Chi-Town. Listen, hey, the Vaseline that people were talking about earlier. So there you go on that one. Dan Mile in the building. LaVine, Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan 0-1 tonight's Bulls. Listen, first of all, it's Emar DeRozan because he plays no D. Actually, his middle name is Darnell, so it's Emar Arnell DeRozan. That's his name because he plays no D. But it is what it is when it comes down to that. Just let the young players play, rebuild, and blow it up because it's clear certain players do not want to be here since last year. Cooper Flag 2025. Listen, CF Football Candy. I still think that's a long shot that the Bulls get Cooper Flag. But hey, here's what I'll say with this. And blow up probably still a complete blow up. But I like the pieces that we have on this team. And we got to continue seeing them grow, man. I'm telling y'all, P. Will be a guy soon. Him playing behind folks isn't pushing him. You see a kid capable of calculus being told to work on his addition and subtraction. No, that's an oversimplification. P. Will, it's not just about that because, again, there's so many ways you can impact the game other than shots. And that's the only thing that they impact is shots. He needs to find a way to be what he can be, regardless if he's getting shots or not. And he took a slide defensively to start this season as well. This game proves why I prefer watching a rebuilding young team because even though we were a few mistakes, it showed me heart. I'd rather watch that any day. Well, listen, it's not because you can have a rebuilding young team and they not necessarily show heart. So let's not oversimplify and act like, oh, just by going young and showing heart and rebuilding, all of a sudden that means we're going to be this team that just shows this huge amount of heart. That doesn't mean that necessarily. But you want to see this team just find players that fit together. Find players that do compete on both sides of the ball, that give that consistent effort. That's how you get to that next level. Agreed, Orlando. People don't realize P. Will is defending the best player every night is hard work. He's not defending the best player every night, though. Again, that's an oversimplification, and that's just an incorrect statement. Patrick Williams is not always guarding the other team's best player. So let's try to stop giving excuses for some of P. Will's play. Two things can be true, right? He can need to step up and find and unlock himself, but also say he needs more opportunities. We got to stop trying to put everything on this. He doesn't no, he's not guarding the best player every night. Now, I will say he did tonight, and it's nice to see him still find a way to impact the game by doing that. Turkey says I missed the super chat. When the chat refreshed, I missed a lot, Turkey. So I apologize with that when I had to do that refresh because the stream looked like butt cheeks. Let's see if I can find it. Give me 1 second, brother. And I doubt that I can. But if you leave your comment again, I'll get you in there with that, bro. But I appreciate you on that, man. Sorry, I didn't do it intentionally. When I had to refresh, I lost a lot of stuff. Couldn't watch the game even with League Pass because of regional restrictions. Of course, it's a game like this. That is what. Never mind. I can't tell you. Hit me up personally, and I'll tell you how you can get around that. And it's not just a VPN. I'll tell you how you get around it. Big Bro in the building says Zach was dressed like he was late for a parent-teacher conference tonight. That is funny. That's funny. We saw passionate Pete. That's what she said. No, we saw passionate Pete tonight. Go Bulls. Love to see that edge from Patrick Williams. Absolutely love to see it. There's 666 people watching right now. I need somebody else to come on. That number, I can't keep seeing that number. Haize, our next three are very winnable. If we get at it like tonight, what do you think? What we have the game against, is it Charlotte next? No, it can't be. I know we got to have a game between now because that game is the day after my birthday, which is Tuesday. So we got New Orleans. I mean, it's winnable, but it may be tough. And then we got Charlotte and San Antonio. Those two games are definitely winnable, especially if we play with this level of heart. So we'll see. Bulls fans try so hard to make it sound like Vooch is the issue. They never got something nice to say about Vooch, even when he has a great night like tonight. Some people are just stuck in their narratives, and some people actually, like I've said before, most basketball fans do not understand how to process the game of basketball outside of a box score. So that just is what it is. That's just the facts, and that's in most sports. Most sports fans don't watch games; they watch box scores. And that's what it is. Hey, is anybody blaming Vooch or anyone on this game needs to get their face checked? Win or lose, there were a lot of positives in this game we haven't seen all season without two key players. Completely agree with you. Let's say the Bulls did end up losing this game. There still would have been tons and tons and tons of positives to pull out this game with the way that they competed, the way that they played with each other, the way that they played for each other, and just like the execution that they did, the moving without the ball, the cutting to the rim, those type of things. There still would have been a lot of it. Man, Haize, it seems like Alice can be the vocal leader for this team. I mean, listen, the proof's in the pudding. And tonight it was. And I will say this too. Don't overlook the fact that Kobe is growing as a vocal leader as well, too. There are times where he's not that. And he's not like, he doesn't have the defensive basketball IQ to like call out things on defense like Lonzo and Caruso can, but he's also turning into a vocal leader. If you notice, go and just watch the game of like when players start getting fouls or they start getting ticky-tacky things. Kobe White's always talking to people, always talking to people. Haize, you're not the only one that thought they were going to lose. Everybody else thought they was going to lose. I thought they were going to lose. I mean, listen, with the way that this team has been performing, you can't knock anybody for thinking that. I tell you something, bro, there's hope. Not for this season. Greetings from Chile, bro. Nice job. Yeah, there is hope. Long-term hope, absolutely, on this team. Jose Sanchez says, Kobe is a prime example of what happens when a team is patient and allows a player to develop properly and give him confidence to be the player we're seeing. He's putting in the work, and it shows. Facts. And I think as we see, like once Zach is moved, depending on what we get back, if you see Kobe White prioritize a little bit more on the offense, you're going to see him refine and get that consistency that he's talked about that he wants. Got to respect it. Last year, Patrick Williams wouldn't even had to that shot at the end. Like I said, the halftime hangout, that's what happens when we force him to shoot the ball, see red. I mean, I don't even think it's just that, right? Because I don't think he was forced to shoot the ball today either. I don't think he was forced to shoot the ball. I think they went to him more, but he wasn't like forced to be this huge part of the Chicago Bulls offense. But the confidence built in him. And I think also when you have a team that is fighting and competing, right, and playing with heart, it's kind of hard not to get involved and wrapped up in that. That's why I always hated and was kind of disappointed in the fact we never really got to see Lonzo and Patrick Williams out there together, because I do think that would have brought out some of him as well in that. On a less biased note, this could be the energy the team needs. Hopefully, Zach DeMar can come back in and feed off the energy. At the end of the day, we all just want this team to win. I mean, everybody wants. It's all rooted in, like you said, the same thing. We all want this team to be better. We all want this team to be able to compete. We all want this team to have some fight. We just got to see it. We got to see it. OT Billy Donovan fan, but I don't believe he's the problem. LaVine and DeRozan need a proven coach. That's why they tune him out. See, he ain't that bad of a coach, better than most. I disagree with you on a couple of things. He's a proven coach. He's won at the NBA level. That's it. And the thing is, too, is that he's part of the problem. We got to stop trying to make two things can be true. I don't understand why in sports we always try to do this thing where we have to make it one thing or the other thing, and both things can't be true at the same time. Zach and DeMar have been playing bad, and Vooch have been playing bad. Billy Donovan has also been coaching and making terrible adjustments. He did it briefly in this game. Vooch was cooking, and he took Vooch out to put Andre Drummond in when Vooch was cooking, and we lost the lead. Now, again, Drummond started playing better, and I love seeing that from Drummond when we start getting that. But both things can be true. It's not either or. Billy Donovan has absolutely been part of the problem. He's absolutely been part of the problem. To say that Billy Donovan hasn't been part of the problem is asinine. He's been part of the problem. But if you have a team that competes, he can be part of the solution as well, and that they can fight and do some things. So, again, two things can be true. Even though we won, I'm still on the fire Billy train. He was still making silly calls. Exactly, right? You don't – this one win doesn't change that. Haize been watching for a long time. Noah, the good work brother, interested to know if you could trade Zach and DeMar, who would be your ideal players you want back going forward this team? So Johnny Rico, I don't do like the trade speculation. I don't really do that. Now, if something's reported, I do on that. I don't have an ideal player I want. I don't care. I just want this team to get the trade right. That's the thing to me. I don't have a list of players. I have, of course, players that I would like more than others. But when it comes down to it, I just want to see this team win a trade, make a smart trade, and get assets back that can help this team, whether it be in the future or whether it be right now. That's what I want to see. Why do people want to see the team get worse? In what world do you want to see this version of Klay Thompson on this Chicago Bulls team? You want to see somebody who's going to take even more shots from Kobe White, who's trying to grow as a scorer himself? What? Come on, y'all be tripping, man. BKR Sports says, I think there needs to be more love for that IO save on the sideline, which ultimately ended that Kobe 3. That was pure passion and grit. Listen, Io DeSumo was back playing with confidence. And this was the game that you saw that the most in. I still think once the other two are back, Billy will defer back to not playing Carter, Drummond, Io, Phillips much minutes. Collectively, they score better. No, they don't necessarily score better, especially Javon Carter. He's been shooting the ball terribly for like 3 weeks now. But and Drummond, no, not either with that. Listen, their minutes that they're playing is partly due to the Billy Donovan running a 10-player deep system. And he usually goes 9 deep. Usually the minutes that have been going to Javon Carter and Io DeSumo will go to one player or separated up. But also we've had injuries, players in and out the lineup, things like that as well. Samir in the building says, by the way, I was about to go off on this bubblegum chewing bum because he kept putting Craig and Caruso on Giannis and leaving Pillwell on Beasley from the third until like 4 minutes left in the fourth. And that's the type of thing that Billy Donovan does that it's just like, it's head scratching because you saw something that was working. And it's almost like he looks at stuff and says, it's working, but bet this is how we're going to confuse him. Let's take it. But it's working. But again, we got the win. We got the victory. He put Patrick Williams back on him, and it is what it is. Okay, that doesn't mean that he still didn't impact the game. You know, there's other things in basketball other than field goal percentage, right? You do understand and know that. This is when people just want to point out one thing and it sounds fucking idiotic. This is why you got to watch the actual game of basketball to understand the impact that Kobe had tonight. So shut the fuck up. How about don't worry about us bragging on Kobe. You worry about upping your basketball intellect. That's what you need to do right now. JD is not trash or wash. He does what he does, more than serviceable at his pay grade when he puts in effort. Facts. Agree with you on that one. This says this is AC's team now. I wouldn't go far as to saying that. So it is what it is. Antoine Johnson in the building says, tonight you saw why T. Craig and Javon Carter were signed to this team. They played and showed it tonight. Yeah, absolutely. Now, Torrey Craig missed some threes out there, right? He missed some. But, you know, it's more than just the scoring aspect. They do bring a level of calmness, veteran leadership, things like that. But everybody who checked in this game today made a big play. There was a big play from everybody at some point in this game. And that's what you want to see. That's what you want to see. We got Tierra in the building. She hasn't been here that much. Says on Gil's Arena podcast, he said he found out the most coaches have minute sheets. They just sub based on minute sheets, marks, and the player reach for the quarter. No feel for the game. Vooch cooking equals sub. I mean, that is. I mean, because you want to balance it. A lot of coaches do that because they want to balance the minutes and make sure that they're not putting too many. Like they don't want to Tom Thibodeau it up. Thibodeau was a coach that didn't have a minute sheet. Thibodeau went off the feel of the game, and sometimes you saw that like. You saw that players get hurt and stuff because of it. Pablo Mata, I can tell you didn't watch the game. Nobody's acting like P. Will locked him up, but you got to keep in mind P. Will didn't guard Giannis. So first half, when Patrick Williams was guarding Giannis in the first half, Giannis had went 1 of 3 for 4 points. Now, when you don't have P. Will on Giannis the full game, the full quarter, he went 9 of 12 for 20 points. When you go back into overtime, when he was guarding Giannis more, Giannis scored 2 points. So again, you got to watch the game if you're going to talk about something like that because the game will tell you that. A game like this can build so much momentum. Hopefully, Zach and DeMar don't kill the intensity we playing with. Yeah, let's hope so. They should trade Zach and DeMar and build around Vooch. That's funny. Now, you don't want to build around Vooch at this point in time. No, you didn't. And everybody here who actually watched the game can tell you didn't. Yeah, it was like it's stop faking the fun. It's okay. Most sports fans don't watch the games. That's it. They don't watch the games. It's cool. So, like, let's just be real. And you're talking about he was in foul trouble. What you talking about? You talking about P. Will, like, but listen, still, P. Will played excellent. Like, come on, man. Nobody's saying he locked him down, right? But come on, man. You got to chill on that one. Why isn't anyone including Jared Vanderbilt in the Lakers trade? Because Jared Vanderbilt can't be traded because his extension doesn't kick in until next year. He just signed an extension. So there you go on that one. Man, I'm so damn happy to finally make a happy video and see a win. Hey, bro, I feel you on that one. Like it's a different type of atmosphere around the Bulls when they win, especially when they play like this, right? Especially when they play like this. I wonder if the Bulls should sit Zach and DeMar for another 2 or 3 games just to see what happens. They're not going to do that. And Billy Donovan's already kind of alluded to that as well. White is my favorite player because he is a team player first. That's what I like about Kobe White. Well, I like Kobe White so much because he continues to evolve his game. Yep, P. Will played good, but 26, 25, because again, P. Will didn't guard him basically the whole second half. When he did guard him, Giannis Antetokounmpo shot under 50%. So, like, again, you're only quoting box. For somebody who watched the game, you keep only quoting box. Don't you get tired of getting cooked? Like, don't you realize, do people not realize by now that you get completely cooked when you keep trying to talk box score to somebody who actually watched the game? You get cooked. You're not making a lick of fucking sense because what you're saying isn't facts. You just keep quoting box score stat after box score stat, and you make yourself look like a fucking buffoon. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Still need to know why you stole my time. Bro, if you already posted the video, I honestly didn't even see it. So JGRG says, bro, Pablo really didn't watch the game. He really didn't. And he's trying to convince us that he watched the game by guarding him, by keep quoting box score stats. It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. Like, it's literally mental retardation. Like, it's literally like when your parents, they know you did something and they're waiting for you to tell them. You're like, no, mama, I didn't do XYZ. And they're like, the principal already called, you fucking idiot. Like, what you doing, man? Like, it's just like it's like I said, and it's okay. Most people who come in the chat don't watch the actual game. Stop trying to fake the fuck. You could never fake it to somebody who watches the game of basketball that you watch the game with quoting basketball stats. I mean, box score stat. You can't do it. Bro, Io has been low-key balling this season. It seems like he's playing with tremendous confidence and understanding of his role. Absolutely. There's a level of freedom that Io DeSumo has been playing with. And you can notice it. And it really is refreshing. Io DeSumo, it can be a really good player in this league. Really good player in this league. Not going to lie, Zach with Halliburton would be nice. I mean, yeah, Zach with Halliburton would be great. Pablo was watching the game cast on Bleacher Report, not the actual game. That's funny. That's funny. How in the hell does Bubblegum Billy Donovan coach a better game without his 2 best players? Effort. And I wouldn't say he necessarily coached a better game. I think that you saw this team fight and compete. And, you know, it is what it is. It just is what it is. Like, a great point from Julian here. The spacing was completely different. And you got to see how Vooch can operate with space, right? You got to see that. Give us Buddy and Mathurin and Dunzo. Listen, if they say they'll take Buddy, if they'll give us Ben Mathurin, I don't give a damn who else you want. How can sports fans not watch games? That's the whole point, isn't it? We never miss a single minute of any game in this house. But that's not the norm. That's the thing. That's the thing that I have found. Like, in doing this job, that's the thing that I found the most, is that most people who comment and on social media talking about the sports, whatever, they don't watch games. They look at the box score, and then they look at the box score and they'll say, "Oh, bet." And that's why Inside the Chicago Bulls had to shut down his channel, because he didn't watch actual games. They'll look at the box score and say, "Oh, bet." For example, the thing that always exposes people that don't watch games was the game with Donovan Mitchell had 70 points or whatever. When people were like, "Oh my God, Zach LaVine is that bad of a defender." Not Devin Booker. Donovan Mitchell scored 69 points on him, and it was like, hold up, pause. Zach LaVine only guarded him on less than 10 possessions that whole game. And it's like, you don't know that because you don't watch the game, right? You're just looking at the box score and you're thinking shooting guard means the other shooting guard was guarding him. And that means that this points was scored on this. No, you're an idiot. You're just an idiot. You're just an idiot. Like, that's just what it boils down to. Hey, yo, Haize, did you see Kendall Gill dip like the Undertaker tonight? I did not. That's actually pretty funny. That's actually pretty funny. I'm honestly hoping we see this Io versus Atlanta soon. Watching Io lock up Trey has been one of my favorite. Bro, that is literally one of the favorite things. That's literally one of the best things to watch. Absolutely. Oh, Drift for Drifters is in his feelings. I want. Hold on. Wait a second. I gotta put it. I haven't done it in a while.
I watched the damn game, you prick cocky host. And if Zach had the same performance as Kobe today, he would be criticized. I almost threw away a W in less than 2 minutes. Oh my God.
You fucking idiot, mama's boy, cocksucking ass bitch. Let's first address this. Because now you finna get embarrassed, right? First of all, Zach LaVine and Kobe White are two completely different caliber of players. So right there, if you're comparing Zach LaVine to Kobe White, that's already a fail for Zach LaVine. Two completely different caliber of players. And then on top of that, as long as you impact winning, which you can do even with shooting a bad percentage, which is why watching the game is important, you fucking dumbass. Anybody who, listen, at the end of the day, I understand that your mama don't love you. That's not my problem. But I can be a cocky prick because I'm also right in this case. If I was wrong, I'd have no problem saying it. Just like your mama was wrong for deciding not to swallow you and allowing your dumbass daddy, who's probably not in your life, to come inside her. Ask her if she regrets that decision. Ask her if she regrets it. And then come back and holler at me. Now, I didn't even have to cook you. This is a Bulls win. We shouldn't even have to cook anybody. But now look at you. Now you're a victim. It didn't even have to get to that point. Now you're a victim. I love watching the Bulls, but I can't get the NBC Chicago. And if it's not on there, it's a national TV. It's always on blackout. It's annoying to deal with. Listen, there are ways around that, my guy. There's ways around that. I ain't heard that voice before. It's been a minute. I haven't used that voice in a minute. I really haven't used that voice in a minute. One Mike in history, shout out to you, brother, says, this is why I show up to watch Haize act up. I wasn't, look, this should be a joyous occasion. I came here with glad tidings. But yeah, come on, man. What we doing, bro? What we doing, man? B Mace, shout out to B Mace from Two Drinks to the Fellas, right on time. Shout out to you, brother. Glad to have you. Glad you got to see a win, bro. Who gets cooked in a Bulls win? An idiot. An idiot. It didn't even have to take all that. Haize about to be canceled. Life goes, never get flamed by CEO Haize. It don't even have to be like that. Zach and DeMar always kill the flow of the game. Caruso go. I like this 5-man first team. Try it for 4 or 5 more games. Well, listen, it is what it is when it comes down to that one, man. Super chat. Thank you for Michael from giving the super chat and supporting the channel at any level. My brother, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, that always means the world for people who support the channel, bro. Is 9 lives in this chat? 9 lives? There's no 9 lives. We don't have 9 lives. We got 8 lives who calls in, but no 9 lives. When the last time we had 8 players scoring double figures, nice ball movement. There was a game last season. I can't remember which game it was. But it was a game last season. It probably wasn't. I think we had like 6 or 7 players scoring double digits. But listen, it's crazy. I was defending Zach, but it looks like the team shut him out. Look how Phillips shut him out. The huddle. Zach is officially the 76ers bench. God damn. Let's hope it doesn't get to that point. That's crazy. Pablo Mata is Zach LaVine's burner YouTube account confirmed. Oh, now he's in here KD, and that's very light skinned to do. That's crazy. But hey, it could be accurate. It could indeed be accurate. I'm hyped off 1 win. LOL about damn time. Listen, we needed it. Time to end the chat, Haize. We should be celebrating and people being negative. Listen, no, it's just people who come in here trying to get attention. That's all that is. That's all that is. Matter of fact, we're just gonna put Pablo in timeout. I'm sure he got used to being in timeout a lot. While you know what, I'm not even gonna make the mama joke. I'm gonna let it be. Just came in, but God, I love when we actually play an entertaining game. The one is just cherry on the win is just cherry on top. Absolutely. I was just about to ask where Shea is. DeMar DeRozan is the new Carmelo Anthony. He's going to get blacklisted from the. No, that's not going to happen. DeMar is too good of a guy to get blacklisted from the NBA. He's not. Haize, Michael Merritt is my man. He sent the super chat for using the voice. Oh, hey, shout out. If you are Archangel's husband or man, like your family, because Archangel is one of the biggest supporters of this channel. So Michael, thank you so much for supporting the channel, my guy. And thank you for allowing Archangel to be the amazing person that she is, well, helping her be the amazing person that she is. Having a supportive and amazing partner is important and stuff like this. Definitely important. So we appreciate that. He's professional, but he just seems interested in his entire career. Talking about Zach? Are you talking about Zach with that, Xavier? Shay says, I've been in here, but I don't think you've been seeing my comments. I apologize, Shay. I wasn't ignoring you, bro. There's been a lot of comments in here. Sydney in the building says, I wonder what Acme's thinking. I know this is just one game, but they pushed the pace, and it was great to see. Listen, that's another thing to point out. This team today played the way that they talked about playing coming into this season. Ball movement, getting out in transition, rebounding the ball well, attacking the defense before it has a chance to set up. These are things we have not seen consistently from this team this season. Now, we didn't go crazy from three-point range or anything, but the Milwaukee Bucks aren't an amazing three-point shooting team either. Now, we still did take 37 threes and hit it at a 35% clip. That's solid. It's not amazing, but it's solid enough. So, love to see that performance from this team, and hopefully it continues. Will you and Pat be doing Locked on Bulls tonight? Yes. So, I actually will be ending this stream here in a second so we can go and do that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys so much, man. This has been a great win to watch. I almost went live for overtime, but I was too passionate. I almost flipped my chair in the first 30 seconds of overtime. So that's when I decided to be like, hey, I'm not doing it. I appreciate you guys, man. You guys mean the world to me. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, we're trying to get to our goal of 20,000 subscribers by the end of the season. We're pushing up close to getting to 16,000. We're 140 away from 16,000. So hit that subscribe button. If you think you're subscribed, just go ahead and double check. I post so much. I'm the only Chicago Bulls channel that posts 7 days a week, and I'm in a lot of people's algorithms. They think they're subscribed when they're not actually subscribed. So go ahead and do that as well for me, guys. But thank you guys so much. You guys mean the world to me. Make sure you guys are following the show at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. You can also send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the #1 spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. And like I like to end every episode on, go Bulls. Love you guys. See red if you can. And you know what that means. We get to play the winning outro. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.
I see red, I see red.